for this example, it still is completing the square, and so we're going to do this exact same process. Now I'm not going to show quite as much work for these steps, but you notice that there is a leading term. This is supposed to be 18, so I'm going to rewrite this problem. And it should be 3x squared minus 12x equals 18. That's what we're going to go ahead and do. So just cross that one off. Now when you do this, you notice that there's a leading term. There's a couple different ways you can do it, but just go ahead and divide this leading term out. So that leaves me with x squared minus 4x equals 6. And that's, now we have a leading term of 1. And we didn't change our solutions at all by dividing by 3. So I'm going to say x squared minus 4x plus this blank. And to keep the equation equal, I have to add on both sides. So when I add on both sides, I'm going to end up adding b divided by 2 squared, just like I did on this side. So b divided by 2 squared, 4 divided by 2 is 2, and 2 squared is 4. And I'm going to add that to both sides. It's important to note that you're always going to add a positive number here because you're squaring. Now this is going to factor, and kind of a secret if you want to, you can say that this is always going to be x minus b divided by 2 and the whole quantity squared equals 10. So that can kind of shorten your work up. And so in this case it's going to be x minus 2 squared equals 10. Now once we get to this step, we take the square root of both sides. And so that's square root, don't forget to make that positive or negative square root of 10. So I get x minus 2 equals plus or minus square root of 10. There are no perfect squares that are factors of 10, so we're just going to leave it like that, and I get x equals plus or minus square root of 10 plus 2. This is my answer, and there's no need to simplify it because it cannot be simplified. And that will be where we stop that problem.